Now, in a little twist of irony, over on my second channel that I do with my wife, we did a video earlier today, 10 minutes before this trailer dropped, about the Kenobi series, about some news or little pieces of information and images we got from an upcoming Entertainment Weekly article. And of course, as soon as we launched the video, 5 minutes later, everybody's telling me the trailer dropped. So what this is going to be is just us talking about that trailer, because I just want to talk about the trailer. I usually kind of script my videos. This time, let's just get into it right away. Let's talk about that, I'm going to say it, phenomenal trailer.
Absolutely. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I think one of the craziest things I've ever seen, and if you're somebody who has you can see the dislikes on YouTube videos still, there's like an add-on you can put onto, I think it's Google Chrome. The craziest thing I've ever seen on YouTube is the fact that last I looked, this has 137,000 thumbs up, this trailer on StarWars.com, and 9 thumbs down. Not 9,000 thumbs down, not 99. Now, granted, people tend to maybe hit the dislike button less because it's not visible. I don't know. Or maybe it's been shut off. I don't know. But that is the craziest thing I may have ever seen on YouTube.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane to think that it had such few dislikes.
Yeah.
But it was a really good trailer. So.
It is. It's a phenomenal trailer. It is an absolutely phenomenal trailer. I have had my skepticism, I will admit it. And I'm not saying it's gone. You can't just see a trailer. I mean, we've had trailers that look phenomenal before, and then we get the final product and disappointment. But it seems like this is hitting on all the right notes for what this series should be, for the most part, I think. There are, of course, things they're not going to put in the trailer that must be in the series. Qui-Gon, I think, is an absolute must to show up in this series. I think we have to be careful about how we do the Vader and Kenobi duel. I've talked about that many times before in many other videos. But just the vibe of this, just the music, just everything about it so far feels really, really good. I am very, very now optimistic, where I was a little worried.
Yeah, I can definitely echo some of those sentiments, though I was a lot less worried than you.
Well, I mean, this is the character, right? I mean, if you follow my Battle of the Heroes and Villains series, this is Vader and Kenobi are the number 1 and 2 characters for a reason. They're the most beloved. They're the most popular characters in Star Wars, arguably. And if you're going to do a series that includes both of them like this, you have to get it right. You absolutely have to get it right, or as close to perfect as you can get it. You're never going to get perfect. Of course, no matter how good the series is, there are going to be people who don't like it. No matter how bad it might be, there are going to be people who do like it. So my point is, if you're going to use these 2 characters, you have to get it right. Otherwise, you're going to have even more problems with the fan base than you already do have.
Right, and it's absolutely smart not to put Vader in the trailer, aside from the breathing at the very, very end, but that's not really counted as him being in the trailer.
No, don't tease that. I mean, just the fact that we got Duel of the Fates and we got a lot of the music that's already teasing enough that we're going to have something epic here, which again...
That was some great music.
Oh, phenomenal. I mean, it's so nice to see them just fully embrace the prequel, which you have to do this series, don't get me wrong, but... You know, a lot of people argue, especially with the sequels, not so much love for the prequels. This is love for the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's kind of discuss the trailer a little bit here, huh? Let's
makes sense.
We seems like we're getting a depressed Kenobi. I talked about that a lot over in my video on the second channel, and if you don't know, I have, of course, a second channel that we call Thor Skywalker Plus. We do a lot of news stories, a lot of fun videos over there, so do go check us out over there, especially if you enjoy this video. Anyway, shameless plug out of the way. I love the vibe of Kenobi here. Yes, he should be in a dark place. He should be, grim and kind of depressed and questioning everything. Am I doing what I should be doing right now? I'm sitting here, alone on Tatooine. It's been 10 years. The galaxy is suffering as I sit here, and he's still a Jedi, and which leads into probably one of the coolest lines I've heard in a long time out of Star Wars, that being a Jedi kind of leaves a trail, because you can't ever let go of the Jedi code. You can't let go of that compassion that has been...
I mean, he says the Jedi cannot help what they are.
Exactly. Beautiful line, right? I mean, that right there got me pumped, because that is a Jedi. They can't let go of that compassion. They can't. Kenobi can't just sit in the desert and just ignore everything, which is what he's probably trying to do, and he probably hates himself for doing that, too.
Absolutely. I mean, they've lost so much, and his job is now literally just to stay put and watch
the boy.
Yeah.
Who we see.
And not interfere and let him grow up, and that's got to be killing him on the inside.
Yeah, and he's putting all this faith in this child, and we do see Luke in the trailer. It almost looks like he's pod racing in the trailer, which I thought was kind of cool. I mean, he should be almost the exact same age as Anakin was back in, the Phantom Menace when he was pod racing.
Yeah,
So
he should be around 10.
exactly, he'll be 9 or 10 years old at this point. So really cool to see a parallel there that they kind of, I mean, we didn't get a really good look, but look the same. He definitely wants to be a pilot. We already knew that. Looks like he's pod racing, and that's pretty cool. Pretty cool, got to admit it.
Right. And then right after that, we're seeing more of the Inquisitor Reva.
Yes.
And the 2 other Inquisitors that she's talking to.
One of them being fifth brother, and the other seventh sister? Is that seventh sister?
It's really hard to tell. We only see her twice in the trailer. And the first time we see her, we're just seeing like the back of her head. The second time we see the side of her head. She has the right skin coloring to be the same alien type. But she's not wearing any piece of the helmet.
Yeah, she's not.
Even in Rebels, when we saw Seventh Sister remove her helmet, it was just the faceplate. She still had that back piece of the helmet on. So, I mean, this could be her. I'm kind of hoping it's her. It's kind of a cool tie-in.
Well, maybe she will confront Kenobi at some point and get a wound where she doesn't remove her helmet anymore. Who knows?
Who can say?
But I think it's going to be Seventh Sister, right? We're not going to have another. I mean, we already have the new Reva Inquisitor. I don't know what number she's going to be, but so how many? I mean, there's already pretty much all of the Inquisitors that we know of are almost accounted for. If you look in the comic books at who they are, and you look at Jedi Fallen Order, which has Inquisitors. So how many more are we adding to the mix?
Well, when one passes away, do their numbers shift at all?
That's a good question.
I mean, she could have taken over somebody else's number.
Or she could have her number taken over. Maybe Reva is currently Seventh Sister and eventually will be replaced by the... Who knows?
Perhaps. I mean, we saw looked like the Grand Inquisitor on Tatooine.
Yeah, it looks like the Grand Inquisitor. It looks like they are... Well, we see Reva on Tatooine, and we see her, I think, maybe confronting Owen Lars. So I think we see that in an image. I'm not sure if that was in the trailer, but... So clearly...
She looked at him.
Well, she looked at him, but I mean, I think there's a picture from the Entertainment Weekly where they're kind of face to face.
When she's spinning and slicing, I think she's like almost maybe attacking him or trying to scare him. I don't know.
Yeah, I think she's definitely trying. I mean, it seems that she's been drawn to Tatooine. I said this in my other video, or theorized that maybe she is very good at sensing Force-sensitive individuals. That kind of, though, of course, the trailer would imply that it's somebody's doing good on Tatooine, that being Kenobi, and we see that. Actually, in the comic books, we see Kenobi kind of getting involved in things where he maybe shouldn't. Not that they'll necessarily care about the comic books, but it could be that his good deeds in the comics have led a Inquisitor to Tatooine, so they could theoretically tie it together.
Yeah.
And so that is why she is there. I theorize that maybe she's really good at just sensing Force-sensitive, which kind of seems like it's possible in this, that she's, there feeling things out. I don't know.
Well, and most of the Inquisitors were either plucked from the ranks of the Jedi themselves, or ones that were taken away unbeknownst to the Jedi.
Yeah, I mean, the Grand Inquisitor was a temple guard, so... I mean, who knows?
Spoilers. No,
hey, that's in Rebels. That's not a spoiler. You don't know that, go watch Rebels.
I like that they still have the spinning lightsabers with their lightsaber
They got
rings.
to.
As long as there's no saber copters.
Hey, we don't say... Please, no saber copters. Filoni, you do a lot of good, but that was one of your not-so-good ideas.
All right, what did you think of that new planet, Dio?
Interesting look. It's funny. There was one clip of it that really, really reminded me of that Star Wars Underworld footage that we got released a year or two ago, whatever it was.
Maybe they took some inspiration from that when they created it.
I hope so.
I'll say it again because it's hard to say. It has the neon-lit, neo-noir feel.
Very well done. It does.
The tongue twister.
It is. That's why you get to say it, not me. I would have butchered it. But no, it looks good. Again, we can go back to that question of how happy or not happy people are going to be about Kenobi leaving Tatooine. It seems quite clear he's going to do that to lead Inquisitors away, fearing for Luke,
Or he leads them back.
Or he leads them back. Yeah, he may have, which I don't like that idea, mind you, that he left the planet, did something, and him coming back is what draws the Inquisitors to Tatooine somehow.
I feel like that's actually, in my big brain theory of the day. So my theory, he leaves the planet because he's drawn out by Bail Organa.
I hope not, but okay.
Possibly to do whatever this Leia mission is that they did not put in the trailer.
Let's not bring Leia in. Let's leave her out of this.
It ends up with him going to that fancy new planet with the neon lights. That's where he originally gets started to spot by the Inquisitors. They end up tracking him back home.
maybe.
Or at least one of them ends up tracking him back home.
Like I said, Leia, a fantastic character, but we don't need her in this. We can, if you really want to do a story with her in this time period, do a different story. I mean, we see her in Rebels a little bit. I think this needs to be the story of Kenobi, and we're already going to have Vader in here. We don't need all these extra, very popular, well-known characters in this series. I'm not saying you can't have some.
You mean like Han?
It did have a look of Han. I mean,
we saw him.
It looked like he had a DL-44 blaster. I don't know. I think not. I want to hope not. We don't need Han Solo in this.
Maybe he's not the only one with that blaster in the universe.
Well, yeah, he probably, almost certainly, he isn't, let's be honest. But, I don't know. Maybe old Ehrenreich is in this for some weird reason, trying to connect this to the Lando series. I don't know. I hope not. Like I said, just let this be the Kenobi series. Let this be the Kenobi and Vader.
It just better not be Kenobi using a gun. That is uncivilized.
It could be. Maybe that's why they're uncivilized. Maybe something goes wrong. Well, we've seen him use them before. I don't know. But it did have a little bit of a look to Han Solo, and I hope someone in the comments says, no, Thor, if you look here, you'll see this, or they've already said, please don't be Han. Please. I love Han Solo, but let's keep him out of this series.
I don't think we saw Kenobi's lightsaber light up the entire trailer.
No.
We only saw red blades.
Yeah, we did. I'm fine with that. Let's leave that for the actual... I thought this was a good trailer because it actually was complete opposite of the Book of Boba Fett trailer, which felt so vague that I'm gonna rule with respect. That's about all we learned. In this, we get a sense of what the actual story is going to be without ruining anything, which is, hey, that's a heck of a job with this trailer. It gets you excited. It uses some old music, some cool imagery. We get the gist. Okay, the Inquisitors are gonna come to Tatooine. They're gonna be, maybe on the heels of Luke without realizing it's Luke potentially.
Right.
And Kenobi has to scare them away, or chase them away, or lure them away.
It could be that they were only looking for Luke in the first place because they're looking for young Force sensitives to train as new Inquisitors.
That could be too.
Maybe they weren't there to hunt him down and kill him. They were there possibly to grab a new recruit.
You could be right. I think the lines from the Grand Inquisitor, I believe, tend to imply that they are following the trail of someone doing good deeds, but you might be right. That's part of we see the Inquisitors in Rebels, kidnapping children already, looking for Force sensitives. So it could tie into all that.
Absolutely, it could.
All right, well, I guess that's all we've got for you this time. If you like this sort of video, if you like this more discussion-based video with my wife here, we do this all the time on my second channel, so do check that out. And until then, tell us what you think of this trailer. Is it as fantastic as I thought it was? Does that thumbs up to thumbs down ratio say it all? Could this be the magical moment when Disney gets it right and starts to really bring fans back together again? Could we get something like that? Could this be a sign of really good things to come, or are we ready for disappointment in a few months? I know I had to say it. No. I don't believe it, but I had to say it. So either way, tell me what you think in the comments below, and do check out my other channel. And until next time,
let's talk some Kenobi.
Thanks for watching.